You're listening to Hotepish with your host, Dwan B. Intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
What up, y'all? Welcome to Hotepish, intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk. How you nakers doing today? We are here, home of the profound and the profane. Intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk. And we're going to be talking a whole lot of shit today. Guilty is the verdict. I wasn't surprised. I predicted a guilty. Not because I have faith in the system. Fuck the system. But I understand the system of white supremacy has white sacrifices. Neely Fuller talks about that a lot. They will sacrifice a pawn in the system in order to strengthen the system. And it usually works because all the vote tips and all the vote blue no matter who's and all the plantation Negroes start getting all the watermelon and fried chicken they can get out thinking that they won something. So yeah, we're going to get into all that. But in the meantime, welcome. Thank y'all for joining. What's up, Remy? What's up, Star? In here from Tennessee. That's what's up, Anthony Hopkins. ACD, Dr. Sinister. What up, y'all? DC Static. Anthony Pritchett. Anthony Pritchett, that's a football name. That's a fullback's name. Anthony Pritchett. Man, that sounds like a mid-90s fullback. And clearing out all the holes for the running back. But can't catch a swing pass. Shouts out to you, brother. What's up, hey, Nikki? What's up, Evan? What's up, Unsunken One? Thank y'all for joining us. Emmanuel Heath, I appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. Please share the video because YouTube chooses when it's going to let y'all know when I'm on and when it's not. What's up, Markeith Collins, Jordan Hanley, Anthony Thorpe. Yeah. So Walter Johnson. Hey, you ain't you a little young to be on? Ain't you a little old to be on the internet, Walter Johnson? If your name Walter Johnson, you got to be 73 at least. Walter Johnson was the first Walter Johnson to ever get a YouTube account. That's the first Walter Johnson to ever get a Gmail. Shouts out to you, Walter. Yeah, I have never met an untrustworthy person named Walter. Everybody I know named Walter, you can leave your wallet around them. They ain't gonna steal shit. You can leave Walter to babysit your kids. Walter ain't gonna do nothing to harm nobody. If you ever run across a brother named Walter, you in good hands. If you ever get in a car accident, you better hope somebody named Walter's around, because they're gonna be the first one to call the police and the ambulance for you. And Walter, and that's gonna be the first. And Walter will stick around and wait for the ambulance on your ass too. That's what a brother named Walter Johnson would do for you. What's up, DeAndre Mosley? Jamar Nesbitt. Yeah. Thank y'all again. Mr. Me from Mississippi. How in the hell you get on the internet from Mississippi? You must be in a Waffle House Wi-Fi or something like that, because I didn't know they had internet in Mississippi. Damn, that's what's up, man. You really fucks with me. If Mr. Me, you really like this show for you to Mississippi got internet like Nigeria. That shit only works 6 hours a day. And you using part of your 6 hours to tune in to Hotepish Intelligent Ish Talk. That's what's up, man. I'm brother spending the 6 hours that the internet, that they get the internet in Mississippi. He's spending 2 of those hours with me. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. What's up, Jay Marquez? Yeah, what's up, 100% Rotten Podcast? Oh, yeah, thanks for that. My live drum sample packs are up, and the link is on my link tree in my description box. He said 601 stand up. Where is 601? What area code is that? Mark by Smith is from Muskegon, Michigan. That's a native brother right there. That nigga is black as Wesley Snipes with long ass hair down to the back of his knees. One of them original native niggas right there. Anybody that's living up in Muskegon, Michigan, he ride a horseback to work and will kick your ass with a bow and arrow from 200 yards. Yeah. Well, 504 in the house. Where's 504? Mickey, you from Minnesota? Watch out up there in Minnesota, man. Cause these crackers, boy, they don't take too kindly to taking losses. Anytime these white supremacists don't have absolute control and power, they see that as a loss. So be careful in Michigan. Actually, be careful nationwide, man, because we don't have a country we don't have a government or police departments that are going to protect us. What's up, the long gun? You from El Paso? You must be the only nigga in El Paso. Oh, 504 in New Orleans? That's what's up. I love New Orleans. I didn't know the area code. All I know is when I go to New Orleans, I stay somewhere off Canal Street all the time and eat up all y'all food and get them big ass hurricanes. I get the big old Bud Light bottles and get that shit full of hurricane. You in the business. What's up, Donna? 323 in the house. That's what's right. That's right. That's my area code right there. 323. I remember when LA changed from 213 to 323. Oh, you say you got that concealed carry up there in Minnesota? Good. Good. That's my thing. If the law allows you to carry. Always do what you do legally. Do not illegally do any of this stuff. Wink, wink. Always follow the law with your gun stuff. You dig? Oh, he said Muskege's a little town not too far from Grand Rapids. Yeah, my family's from up that way. I got family from up that way, up in Benton Harbor. I gotta go visit them one day. I ain't never been up there. Oh wow, I didn't know your son was murdered by the LAPD, Donna. I'm condolent. I didn't know that. Donna's dope, man. She's a dope photographer. A lot of my early days in comedy, some of my best pictures I got on stage is from Donna, taking pictures at the J Spot, the Mavericks Flat, the Comedy Union, and all over. Donna used to always take pictures. When it came to comedy here in LA, I always do the hood rooms. Cause I don't really fuck with the Hollywood like that. Hollywood like that shit watered down. And I don't like playing their little bullshit ass games and get on stage. So I, for the most part, stick to the hood. Plus, it's harder to make the hood laugh than it is Hollywood. Donna's been someone who's been there taking pictures for a lot of us. A lot of the people you see on the internet right now doing comedy, if they came down to do some comedy anywhere in the hood, Donna probably took their picture. Yeah. What's up, Bosa Queenie? Shouts out to all y'all. Okay, I'll look up that video, Donna. I will. I'll look that up. See, that's the thing. And that leads right into what we're talking about. People be thinking like, let's break down, let's get into it. For those who don't know, if you were under a rock somewhere, Derrick Chauvin was found guilty of all 3 charges. And that's a good thing. But it's nothing that we need to be running up and down celebrating like we just won a Super Bowl. And for the most part, the black people who I see who are on code really aren't doing that. But I don't know if y'all been noticing it, but y'all been seeing the whole vote blue no matter who crowd. Everybody that told us to vote for Biden, things are gonna get better, and then disappeared after the election, they've come out from under a rock the last day and a half or so, and they've been celebrating and saying, "Woo, great, racism is over with." No, it's not. We have to take this time to, yes, this was a blow to white supremacy, but it wasn't as big of a blow as sometimes people make it seem. Let's break it down. I know about the girl that got shot to death. We'll get to that later. Thank y'all, though. I will get to that. Needed Footer says, if you don't understand white supremacy and how it operates, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you. I was looking around the internet yesterday, and I saw a lot of people celebrating, but a lot more black people have been like, hold on, this ain't nothing to celebrate. Like, thank you, it's good as happened, but we don't have time to celebrate. And why don't we have time to celebrate? Because with the Chauvin trial, I was almost 100% sure he'd get found guilty. Why was I so sure? Because right now, with the focus America and black people specifically have on white supremacy, the block is hot. So you can't keep throwing out these non-guilty verdicts over and over and over again and expect to maintain internal stability within this nation. Remember, the number one thing any country wants and needs to have to operate is internal stabilization. When the internal parts of the country become destabilized, that then weakens a country for outside nations to then come in and undermine what's going on. Like, if you notice over the last 20 years, since China's gotten its weight up, China's very quick to point out the United States treatment of black people when it comes to getting political leverage on the world scene. So you can't keep doing these things over and over and over again and letting these officers get off scot-free when the world is watching. This is similar to like the Harvey Weinstein. Like, I knew Harvey was going to go to jail. And I remember doing a Facebook about this, Facebook post, and people thought I was crazy when I said Harvey Weinstein will get found guilty. Harvey Weinstein got found guilty because the block was hot in Hollywood. Hollywood doing all this degenerate behavior like it always has. And if Hollywood was going to keep its degeneracy alive, it couldn't keep it alive and keep Weinstein free. What America does is it takes these landmark cases, these cases that the media puts its money and energy behind, and they use these cases as a proxy for the rest of America and how America is going. They use these national cases as a temperature check for the nation. So what they'll do is they'll get these cases, make them very, 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 very popular. And then the minute someone like a Weinstein or a Chauvin gets found guilty, they'll then use that to say, hey, look, we're getting better. Although we're going to keep the other shit going, this person got found guilty. So since this person got found guilty, all things are straight. And look at how it happened in Hollywood. When we go back to 2016, I mean, it seems like every single network executive at every single channel got accused of doing some sort of sexual impropriety. If you saw that movie, it's the Corey Feldman documentary when he was talking about what he went through in Hollywood. If you saw an open secret on YouTube, you see what the systemic issues with rape and child molestation is in Hollywood. So Harvey Weinstein basically was a proxy for all things going wrong in Hollywood. So yes, of course, he got found guilty, because guess what happened after Harvey Weinstein got found guilty? You haven't heard a word about all of the sexual impropriety and deviousness and degeneracy going on in Hollywood. Hollywood is every bit as devious, every bit as degenerate, every bit as sorry as it's ever been. But since one person, Harvey Weinstein, got sacrificed, you now no longer have any attention being brought to the systemic issues going on in Hollywood. White sacrifice. Neely Fuller really breaks it down. I encourage y'all to get his book and listen to him really break down how this works. So we're here now with Derrick Chauvin and the George Floyd case. Over the last year, the George Floyd incident has gotten a lot of attention. And George Floyd has been used as a proxy for all things wrong with police. The cops that killed Breonna Taylor, that wasn't on camera. So the case more so became about Breonna Taylor. It didn't have a target, a specific cop or cops that they could target so they could do their bullshit. They could do what they want to do and get those cops off because there was no real individual target. For this case, however, everyone except for me and a few other people saw the video. I didn't watch that video because I believe in keeping my mental sanctity in check. If you tell me somebody died, I'm not going to sit there and watch how they died. It's a lot of you niggas that are into that. I'm not. I'm not there. I'm not the least bit interested in watching someone die at all. My mental well-being is too important for me to do that. But for those people who are into that gory, sadistic stuff, they got to sit there and watch this person on camera kill a man. So it gave America a specific target. Him and those other 4 people who are around, but specifically Chauvin, because he's the one that had his knee on homie's neck. So it gave America someone to target, someone to vilify, as he should have been targeted and vilified, and someone the media could have the masses rally around. So since the person that they could rally around was on screen actually killing the person, they had to cut this motherfucker off in order to continue the system of killing black people at will. Because with this, now you have sorry ass Roland Martin and Jamel Hill and Blue Check Twitter having a whole ass plantation celebration as if this guilty verdict changes anything. So yes, they had to sacrifice an individual for the greater good of their little bullshit degenerate system. A system of degenerates run by degenerates. Chauvin had to go. Because if he, with that, see, if this happened before, when Obama, back before Trump, in the Obama years or before that, or even during the early Trump years, he probably would have gotten off because the block wasn't as hot. The block really started to get hot post 2016. It started to get attention after Trayvon Martin. But then there was such a string of police getting off. Ashton Kutcher's murderer, Crutcher, I say Ashton Kutcher. Terrence, I say Ashton, that's the actor nigga. Terrence Crutcher, that's the one that was killed by that white bitch. Walter Scott, shot in the back by that cop. All these things kept happening over and over, which started to get the collective blood of those who want justice boiling. If this murder happened back during that time, he probably could have gotten off. But black people, we're focused. We see what's going on. So they can't get away with some of the blatant shit that they used to do. So what you're going to start seeing now is when these things happen on camera, you're going to start to see more of these cops get found guilty. Because they want to basically keep killing us. Black folks. In order to keep that going, you're going to have to, at least on the face of things, act like there's some semblance of justice. But did you guys see how the Democrats reacted to this? Did you see? Oh my God. Like, I mean, you got all of the people jumping out and celebrating, and the Democrats are now using this for political points. Did y'all see what Nancy Pelosi said? Did y'all see what Nancy Pelosi said? This Fraggle Rock looking bitch. Listen to what Pelosi said about the whole situation.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice, for being there to call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that? Call out for your mom. I can't breathe. But because of you, and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice.
Let me play that one more time and break this down.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice.
This bitch said George Floyd sacrificed his life for justice. What? George Floyd was murdered. He didn't sacrifice nothing. That man would be with his children right now if he had a choice. He was suffocated while people sat around and watched that man die. Mind you, Pelosi's the bitch that when California was on lockdown, hair salons and everything, she was caught on video getting her hair done. And then the next day, California finally opened back up. And look at all these bootlicks she got around her. Somebody with a good trouble mask on, John Lewis, that lady right there, that lets you know right there they ain't ready to fight nothing. You got Karen Bass back there, and I like Karen Bass too. I voted Karen Bass into Congress. I used to go to her, when I lived in her district, I used to go to her town hall meetings. You notice how they always got the black people up? Whenever some shit that we get fucked over on, they want to then put some black people behind them, black elected officials behind them to support. But whenever it come time to pass out some money, they ain't never got them same black politicians around because they ain't giving black people shit. She said George Floyd sacrificed his life.
For being there to call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that?
You know how fake that was? Being there to call out to your mom. Oh, how heartbreaking was that? Bitch, please. Somebody's ringing at my front door. I think it's a delivery. Whatever. My wife got it. This heifer said George Floyd sacrificed himself and then talks about him calling out his mom. Oh, how heartbreaking is that? Just fake. 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 George Floyd sacrificed his life. And these are the people that we elect to represent us. And as if he said, I can't breathe for us. He was saying, I can't breathe for him. because he couldn't breathe. Which leads me to something I want to talk to black people about. I can't breathe since Eric Garner has become a slogan that black people have adopted. Eric Sanders, no, I don't have a pizza here. That was your mama coming to drop off a check to pay my bills this month. That's what that was. That wasn't no food. That was your mama calling. That was your mama coming over to give me my monthly check so I can buy a new drum set. There wasn't no food at the doorbell. That was your mama's monthly check coming through. But I digress. I want to get into talking about black folks and this negative affirmation that we're defending. I can't breathe. I ain't never said that dumb shit because I can breathe and I breathe well. I breathe well. My neck don't have someone's knee in my back, so I can breathe. What happens when you go around saying I can't breathe? What does that do to the psyche? You don't want to go around telling yourself no negative shit like that. You can breathe. That brother that was getting abused by the cops couldn't breathe. But you can breathe. Talking all that, I can't breathe, and then the next year, boom, COVID hit. Now you got a mask on and your dumb ass really can't breathe. Body ain't meant to be breathing through no fucking mask 24 hours a day. You got exactly what you asked for. One brother couldn't breathe, now none of us can breathe in these stupid ass masks. So you got black people running around talking about I can't breathe, and you arguing with white folks saying I can breathe. Like the Raiders owner came out saying I can breathe. And that pissed a lot of Negroes off. Was he being obtuse? Probably. Was he dog whistling to the cops that he's on their side? Probably. But why do the racists get to have a positive affirmation and those of us on the side of right got to keep repeating the negative affirmation? Think about that. We got the thugs in blue owning the positive affirmation, I can breathe. It's always tripped me out. I see people with 3 chins and a mask on talking about I can't breathe. Fatter than me. Well, nigga, take the mask off and jog then. You'll be able to breathe fine. Take the mask off, jog 6 weeks in a row, and watch your breathing improve. Eric Gardner, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, George Floyd, Rakia Boyd, they can't breathe anymore because of what happened to them. Because that happened to them, you don't go pick it up talking about what is happening to you. That fucks your head up running around talking about I can't breathe. Let them have that slogan. Black folks don't need to go around repeating every fucking thing they throw to us, they throw our way. And how you knew that I can't breathe with some shit that they see, the powers that be understand affirmations and slogans and things like that. What if instead of having I can't breathe t-shirts, we had I'll kick your ass t-shirts? All fades on deck t-shirts. Fuck with me, I'll beat your ass. How about that as an affirmation? I knew I can't breathe wasn't shit because the minute the Eric Garner thing happened, the NBA had t-shirts printed the next fucking day. Anytime you get that much going on by the higher ups that quick, that lets you know that they're the ones that are putting it out and capitalizing on it. You can't win every battle. Matter of fact, you can't fight every battle. Some battles aren't worth fighting. And if a degenerate thug cop or a Raider football team wants to go around talking about some I can breathe, let them have it. Let them have it. That's not our fight. We're here to defeat the system of white supremacy in totality. We're not here to defend every little slogan that they throw our way. I can't breathe. I've never liked that slogan. Never. Never, 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 never. Because I can breathe well. We don't have to repeat every little thing that they throw our way. Ben Frank said, what if I got asthma? I got asthma, motherfucker, and I can breathe. And if I can't breathe, guess what? I have an asthma pump. I can go and pump into my lungs and then start breathing again. I'm not going to sit around and take on a negative affirmation just because some white boy put it on a t-shirt. Fuck out my face. If we're going to have an affirmation, whatever happened to say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud? That's an affirmation. Let's work together. That's an affirmation. I'm getting this money. Let's take that affirmation. I love me and my family. That's an affirmation. I'm not about to sit here and defend a slogan that's speaking words of death. Because if you can't breathe, what's next? Death. That's a death call. We got to be smarter than this, black people. We got to be strategic. So Mr. Me said, hands up or I'll shoot. Goddamn right. Damn, a hands up, don't shoot. How about hands up or I'll shoot? How about that? Let's go around telling these thugs that. Black Lives Matter. You're right, Lorenzo. Another bullshit ass statement. I've never said Black Lives Matter. I've never said Black Lives Matter. I know my life matters. I don't need to convince you. Words are powerful. You're right, Donna. Words are powerful. Black Lives Matter. Who are you telling Black Lives Matter to? People who don't like you anyway? Why you gotta convince them? You don't need to convince nobody that your life matters. The only person you need to convince that your life matters is you, and live it. Black Lives Matter. Oh, yeah, that's a good one, Lorenzo. Reparations now. How about that? Instead of saying Black Lives Matter, instead of saying I can't breathe, how about a bunch of t-shirts saying reparations now? As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna make a t-shirt. I gotta call up Joe Fox. I'm gonna design a t-shirt with that. Reparations now. Have another t-shirt. How about putting on a t-shirt, I'll beat your ass. Fuck with my breathing, I'll beat your ass. You think my life don't matter, I'll fuck you up. How about that? I can't breathe, Black. You can't convince a degenerate to not be a degenerate? Fuck niggas, what the fuck people get off thinking you can convince a degenerate to have a degenerate who don't even like his own mama to have compassion for you. Because when you're talking to the white supremacists, you're talking to the people who, the whole reason why there needs to even be a white women's liberation movement is because that's how the white man treats his own fucking mama, his own daughter, his own sister, his own auntie. That's how he treats his own fucking family. And you're trying to convince that guy that you can't breathe and your life matters? What kind of shit is this? What kind of shit is this? So you see people out there. Hey, I like that one. Smacking Nazis matters. If I can't breathe, you can't either. Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Black economic power. See, y'all some smart motherfuckers in this chat room. I can't breathe. And you got black people out there defending that. I'm not about to argue with the Raiders owner. Fuck him. He can do what he want. He got a bowl cut anyway. Fuck you arguing with somebody that got a bowl cut for? For real. Look at let me get a picture of this motherfucker up. Let me see if I can find a picture of this motherfucker. Where we at? Here we go. Here, I found one. You niggas arguing with this guy? Look at him. He looks like a grown version of the kid that got bullied in every 80s TV program. This nigga look like a grown-up version of Problem Child. Y'all remember that movie Problem Child? Ain't this the motherfucker from Problem Child? Y'all arguing with this guy? About your breathing? Over a fucking slogan that doesn't mean anything anyway? Are we serious, black people? Look at this. Ain't that the same dude? Y'all arguing with this motherfucker over breathing? This nigga looks like he jacks off to dolphin porn. He get outtakes of the Discovery Channel. Hey, let me get some video. Two dolphins fucking. Yeah. Yeah, let me get that. He uses billions of dollars to call up National Geographic. Do you have any pictures of dolphin dicks? Y'all mad at this motherfucker? He gets his hairline cut under a hairdryer. And y'all arguing with him over a fucking slogan. Over him saying, I can breathe. Let him say it. We don't have to fight every fucking fight. We don't. The system of white supremacy is a system. You don't win it in one fell swoop over one case. Instead of being focused on continuing the fight to defeat the system of white supremacy, y'all arguing over a dude that watches dolphins fuck. Come on, black people. We got to get smarter than this. We have to use our energy and time wisely. Using our energy and time does not include arguing with a nigga that watches dolphin porn. He looks like his mother smashed his cousin and shitted him out. What's up, Tasha, in the chat room? So yeah, we got to choose our battles wisely, which leads me into my next point. This is how I look at yesterday's verdict. Like Needy Fuller tells us, white supremacy gets us and dominates all 9 areas of people activity. White supremacy dominates all 9 areas of people activity: education, economics, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. This was one win, actually not even a win. This one shot made in the category of war and law. White supremacy, us black people defeating the system of white supremacy. I look at it like, just say it's the NBA season. NBA season, I'm going to break the whole system down into just one sport in one season. Imagine our time here in America under global white supremacy as an NBA season. A season is divided into 81 games, 82 games. 82 games are divided, each game is divided into 4 quarters. The winner of each game is the team that makes more baskets than the other team wins each game. When I look at trials like this, Derrick Chauvin being found guilty is equivalent to one shot being made in one game in a long season. When you play in sports, if you make a jump shot or a layup, do you take time to celebrate that layup, or do you get back on defense? If it's a boxing match and you land a good blow and you hit them real hard, do you sit there and celebrate, or do you put your guard up so they won't hit you back and knock you out? One trial in one city in one moment of time is no different than one shot being laid in a boxing match, or one shot being made in a basketball game, or one touchdown being made in a football game. You don't celebrate that shit. You get back on defense. And then when that particular game is over, instead of celebrating the game, you go back and watch the film of the game. Okay, how did we win this game? Where were the parts? Where were the other team's weaknesses? Can we exploit the other team's weaknesses moving forward? What are our weaknesses, potential weaknesses that they didn't exploit this time, but they can possibly exploit next time? You keep moving until you win the fucking championship. What's the championship? The championship is when the system of white supremacy is replaced with a system of justice. That's the championship. That's the goal. And then once you win that championship, you better beef up more and defend that motherfucker. But we first got to get to that point. And we get to that point by staying the course. We stay the course. I saw some blue checks on Twitter yesterday. Man, you woke folks, man. Y'all talking about we ain't supposed to celebrate, man. So if we don't celebrate now, when do we celebrate? Any nigga talking like that has no interest in replacing the system of white supremacy with justice. They just want the system to not get on their ass. You can't reason with these folks, these Negroes. These Negroes can't wait to get back to kissing white ass. Why y'all so mad at us celebrating? Nigga, because we just scored 2 points. The game, we still down by 30, motherfucker. That's why. We just hit Chauvin being found guilty. Yeah, we hit a three-pointer, a Steph Curry three-pointer. Step back from 30 feet. The shot looked pretty going in too. But guess what? Nigga, we still down 30 in this game. And in the season, nigga, we ain't even in position to make the playoffs. Our winning record, our record during the season is like 1-40. We still ain't won this game yet, let alone have a winning record in the season. It ain't a goddamn thing to celebrate. This is time that we look at what's going on, look at what happened, and see how we can repeat it to hopefully get more wins. What are some of the things that we did right to get this win? Well, one, the young people out nationwide got in the streets and got busy. That helped. How do I know it helped? Because that's all these crackers could talk about when they get mad. Peaceful protests don't do anything bad. What happened last summer with them young folks out in the street, not just in Minnesota, but nationwide, that let the people higher up know that, if we keep doing this bullshit, it's going to disrupt our internal stabilization, our internal peace, our internal politics. The last thing a nation needs is disruptive internal politics. That's one thing that we did right. The next thing we did right was the adults, those people who weren't in the streets, kept applying pressure to this case, kept talking about this case in different cities nationwide. We didn't isolate it to one city. It was shit going on here in LA over this case. Los Angeles, California kicked out Jackie Lacey and replaced as a DA and brought in Garcon, someone talking about defunding the police. The adults followed it up with political action locally, electing local governments that for the first time in a long time weren't dependent on the police department and the police unions for funding. That's another place that we won. Another area we won in as a people that helped lead to this victory was we were on code, and that's the main thing. Black Americans were on code, and we were not allowing these other groups and these other people to knock us off our square. These are things that we can take away from this and apply in the future when more of this shit happens, because it's going to keep happening. What are some of the mistakes we made? Some of the mistakes we made was allowing them to somewhat make all police brutality seem like it was a George Floyd thing. We can't allow that. We can't allow them to bring all of our issues that we've been dealing with systemically here in this country since this country's inception. We can't allow those things to come down to one person. It's not about one person. That particular person may be the canvas that we're creating on, but it's not about them. It's bigger than the people that are the news of the day. We have to remember that. And this time there were enough black people who remembered that. So that's a good thing. Anytime these cases come up, we got to see these things as a cultural anthropologist, as a sociologist, as someone who studies the world and how things operate. Because there are always learning lessons in these things that happen. One thing I will say is there is a critical mass of black people who we're happy that this thug is going to jail, but we really ain't tripping because we know it ain't nothing more than one made basket in one game in a long season. And the season ain't over until we win. People always want to come and say, okay, so what's next? What's going to happen? We going to win is what's going to happen. How long is it going to take? However long it fucking takes. It took us hundreds of years to get in this. We're not going to defeat it in one case. But if we stay the course, we will defeat it. Remember what I said in my last broadcast. When black people fight, we win. Our issue is we score 2 buckets and stop fighting. We play the game. We come down the middle. We dunk on these motherfuckers. Reverse windmill, boom. And instead of getting back on defense and continuing to play the game until we win, we take that dunk, go sit on the sideline, drink Gatorade, and act like the game is over. While the other team is re-strategizing, making trades. Oh, okay, they kicking our ass? Okay, yeah. They get on the phone with the general manager, the principal. Okay, yeah, we need to, I said principal, the coach and the general manager, they get on the phone with them. Oh, we need some more recruits. Boom, 11 million new immigrants. That's white supremacy refining itself. When you see them fighting for stuff like that, oh, you can't call. The White House yesterday just said you can no longer call them illegal aliens. They're undocumented citizens. That's white supremacy continuing the game. Oh yeah, this Derrick Chauvin guy may have found guilty, and Joe Biden, Kamala, we're going to celebrate on the surface level with you, but while we're smiling in your face, we behind the scenes going to work twice as hard to undermine your black ass. And that's exactly what they doing. A sister got killed yesterday in Ohio, shot in the chest 4 times. Did I watch the video? Hell no. And I would like it if the listeners out there respect my mental peace and not send me these videos. Just don't inbox me these videos of black folks getting killed on Instagram and in my email. Don't do that. I don't watch them shits, man. The fuck is watching somebody killed gonna do to help me in this war that we're up in against the system of white supremacy? that don't do nothing but depress you further and gets you emotional. And when you're emotional, you can't think straight. I like thinking straight, so I leave emotion out of all this shit. I don't watch them videos, and I recommend you don't watch them either. If you know someone ended up dead, what the fuck you watching for? And then want to get mad at white folks. Don't get mad at yourself. You chose to hit play. And you knew the outcome. Stay far the fuck away from me with that shit. If you saw the video, cool. Don't tell me about it. Don't send it to me. Don't ask me what am I gonna do. What I'm gonna do is block your ass if you send me that video. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't fuck with trauma porn. You're right, T-Boss. Get riled up for what? I gotta stay focused. Because we gonna win this. We always do. So the Democrats are using this for political leverage, as they always do. Which leads me to Kamala Harris' little last speech. Let's listen to snippets of this. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing. I encourage you guys to go and listen to this stuff. But on the surface level, her speech sounded halfway okay. Halfway. But she slips in the bullshit like she always does. Let's listen to this real quick.
For your steadfastness. Today, we feel a sigh of relief. Still, it cannot take away the pain. A measure of justice isn't the same as
Can y'all hear?
Justice. This verdict brings us a step closer. And the fact is, we still have work to do. We still must reform the system. Last summer, together...
She's going in talking about how justice was served, but we still need to reform the system.
With Senator Cory Booker and Representative Karen Bass, I introduced the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. This bill would hold law enforcement accountable and help build trust between law enforcement and our communities.
So the Democrats are using this to flip into some George Floyd act.
This bill is part of George Floyd's legacy.
Let me tell you something, black people. We don't need no goddamn George Floyd act. We don't need any new laws. We don't need any new laws. We already have the laws on the book. Example. Go back to the same city, Twin Cities, when Muhammad Nawar killed Justine Damon. No new law was needed to put that Somalian officer in jail. When a white woman was killed, they weren't talking about new laws. They used the laws that were already on the books to throw this Tiger Woods looking motherfucker in jail. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. The first time in Minnesota state history that an officer was put into jail was when this guy was put into jail for accidentally shooting a white woman who approached his car in the middle of the night on a call, banged against the side of his car, made a loud noise, and in this officer's attempt to protect his partner's life, he shot and killed a white woman from Australia. Were they calling for any new laws? Was there a Justin DeMond law that they were calling for? No. They used the laws that were already on the books to put this motherfucker in jail. What the Democrats do is they take our injustice and turn around and try to flip it into new laws that they're ultimately going to use just against us. Because if you see what's going on right now with these anti-Asian laws that Biden is signing in, it seems as if only black people are getting arrested for hate crimes, for just talking shit to an Asian. White folks are killing Asians in massage parlors, on the street, raping, molesting Asians. But black people are the ones getting the punishment for these hate crimes for talking or a simple fight. See, what they'll do is they'll put a new law in with a black face and then turn around and use that law to only prosecute black people further. They don't need no new fucking laws. We need officers prosecuted with the laws that are already on the books. Because when black people get mistreated, they want to push a new law. When other groups get mistreated, they want to give them money. Like how the Asians just got $50 million to help stop Asian hate. And you know Asian hate ain't a real thing, because if it was really a real thing, Japan, Singapore, India, China, Korea, these nations will be at the UN, going in on the United States for its mistreatment of their citizens. Korea ain't talking about how America mistreats Koreans, but they'll bring up how America mistreats black folks. But since America wants they want to beef up their model minority status, they're giving money to these other groups. They're making it illegal to call them what they are. Illegal aliens. Illegal. Alien. And people are like, oh, I don't like the term alien. Alien just means foreign from this government. Not from here. And you're not. I can't go to Mexico and get a job as an American citizen, especially as a black American citizen. I can't go anywhere in this world undocumented and get money. Not only get money, get special protection from the law. Here in California, you can't take an illegal alien's car if they get pulled over. I don't know if y'all knew about that. In New York, if you're an illegal alien, you're getting 15 grand broken off to you from the government. I'm an illegal alien. If I leave anywhere outside this border, north or south, I'm an illegal alien. So why is it different for them? Because America's doing its best to replace the black vote and replace black people with these other groups. And they got to make this environment hospitable for them to continue to come if they're going to be successful with replacing black people politically. So while they're talking a good game in our face, Kamala Harris, really what she's saying is, I need more laws to put more of you niggas behind bars, because I'm definitely not going to use these laws to protect your black ass. Because if they were concerned about protecting black people, they would use the laws that are already on the books. The same laws that got this motherfucker Muhammad Noir put in prison for killing this white lady. They playing games with us. And if you're on some plantation celebration because of one trial win, you're not going to be able to see the games that they play. Shit made me feel like turning on the spinners. Games people play. Right, wrong, I just can't stop it. Spending all day thinking just of you. 12:45, headed for the subway home. I love the Spinners. Shit, we need a Spinners versus. Spinners versus the Isley Brothers would have been a really good one. So who we gonna have? We gotta have a Spinners versus the Dramatics versus. That's what we need next. The Spinners versus the Dramatics. I want to go outside in the rain. It may sound crazy. That's what we need next. The Spinners versus the Dramatics. That'll be dope. I love the Spinners. Which reminds me, go to my Funk Soul playlist on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, like and download my Funk Soul playlist. I update that list regularly, bringing back that funk and soul that they're trying to make us forget from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And get Incense and Ashtrays on Spotify. I got some new shows coming up pretty soon, some new interviews, some new episodes that's going to be dropping real soon. You're right, Zero Tolerance. LJ Reynolds is the only one, the original Dramatics living, but hey, that's good enough because LJ Reynolds is the one that had the best voice. That was LJ Reynolds on a song with Snoop. It's a dog, it's a dog. I love when LJ Reynolds sing. That song that the Dramatics got, Can't Get Over You. Oh man, I love that song. I love that song. LJ Reynolds sang his motherfucking ass off on that song. I can't get over you. I tried and I tried. Oh, I can't get, man. Shit, LJ Reynolds take you to church on Can't Get Over You by the Dramatics. Shit, that's some singing right there. I can't get over you. Woo. The Whispers, that'll be another good one. I love the Dells. Dells, yeah, the Dells were the 5 Heartbeats, yep. I love the Dells. I'm gonna open up my heart to the world. Man, shit. I love that music from the 70s, man. That's that last time we got that raw, uncut, authentic soul. But I digress. Music is a part of my life. My live drum sample packs are also here in my link tree. If you type in the code FUNK1, for all of you people out there, for all you musicians out there who need a live drum sample pack sound, type in the code FUNK1 on my sample packs. The sample packs are in my link tree in the description. You will get 20% off my live drum sample packs. Type in the code FUNK1, F-U-N-K, the number 1. because funk is on the one. You dig? Back to what we talking about. For those of you just now tuning in, we're talking about what's next after the Derrick Chauvin trial. He's found guilty, but we know there are 3 more officers that need to be found guilty also in this. We need that. We also have that white chick cop that thought she had a taser. Well, she said she thought she had a taser. She got to get found guilty. And we need to keep pressing as a people. Glenda, I did not leave out the stylistics. I love the stylistics. I didn't leave out anybody because it's too many groups from the 70s. I will be here all day if I was going to be talking about music from the 70s. Music was too great, too vast, too large of a selection to name everybody from that era. But all of them got my love. Rolls Royce, Brick. People forget about Brick. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Get on down. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got One Way. You got the Delphonics. You got the Shy Lights. Come on, man. I can't name every group from that dope era of music. Everybody was good. The Escorts. The Escorts they got a hit from Prison. Look over your shoulders and I'll be waiting. Them niggas filmed that from Prison. You got Mandrill, the Brides of Funkenstein. Man, there's so many. The Commodores. There's so many dope ass groups from the 70s. I'll be here till May 22nd, naming off names. Slave. I was listening to Son of Sly yesterday. Don't. Lakeside. Come on, man. War. Don't let no one get you down. Tower of Power. Average White Band. I'd be all day naming groups from the 70s that was dope. Blue Magic. Tear it down. Start over again. We can make a brand new start. I didn't even get on Gambling Huff's crew. The OJs. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. We'd be all goddamn day talking about music out of the 70s. So I don't want to digress too much. Ohio players, come on, man. That's for Incense and Ashtrays. That's why I have my show, Incense and Ashtrays. I'll need you guys to go right now to Spotify and subscribe to Incense and Ashtrays. Because there are certain things that I can do on Spotify that I can't do here. I already have a few episodes recorded that I'm going to start releasing where I'm going to have themes. I'm going to be talking about the music and playing the music because Spotify allows you to play the music if you listen through the Spotify app. So I can talk about the music and play it, but you got to subscribe to my Spotify station to get that done. I think my next broadcast, we're going to be talking about the women power singers of the 80s. How the 80s have been forgotten. It's all the singers from the 80s, from Vesta to Stephanie Mills to Phyllis Hyman, Shirley Murdoch, Whitney Houston. There's so many power singers in the 80s. We're going to do a show just dedicated to the ladies. And the next show is going to be dedicated to the men. Peebo Bryson, James Ingram, Luther Vandross. We got to celebrate our heroes and we got to celebrate our great musicians, and that's what Incense and Ashtrays is about. So go to Spotify and subscribe to Incense and Ashtrays. Y'all see it right here. This is my other overlay for that. Y'all see how it's spelled. Incense, letter N, ashtrays. That's the logo right there on the bottom right. That's where we get really deep into the music talk. So subscribe to that right now. Like literally, like while this app is open, while you're listening right now, go to your Spotify. You see it on the bottom, incense in ashtrays, all one word. Subscribe to the channel on Spotify, and then subscribe to the Incense and Ashtrays playlist. The links are in my link tree right now. We can have this conversation over on that channel. So let's get back into it. Where do we go from here, black people? Where do we go from here? Remember that Bobby Womack song? Where do we go from here? It's been too long. Where do we go from here? The poet, Bobby Womack. Rest in peace. Where do we go from here? We stay the course. We know that this trial was a made bucket in the middle of a longer game. Cool. We made that bucket. Now we got more points to score. Because one thing this country's, we've noticed is doing, you see, the sister got murdered by police yesterday. 15-year-old sister, rest in peace. And people are jumping on that right now. Really mad. Question, black people. How do we build our economy, build a society to lead to the children, move forward, if we're continuously on a justice treadmill, going from one case to the next? All the energy was behind Breonna Taylor. Then it went to George Floyd. Now it's going to this. The media keeps putting these images out there, and these keep being hot stories because it keeps our attention focused on survival. And go back to how the brain works. I'm not a doctor, but let's just break down how the brain works, because this is something that I do all the time whenever I'm working with when I'm working with my children that I work with. I'm always have to break down to them the different areas of the brain and how. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find something. Does this image work? How the brain works. Let's see if this image can go in here. Boom. Cool. All right, here. This isn't a good one. This isn't a good one. This isn't the one I want. Let me see if I can find another one. In the meantime, while I'm looking for this, sign up for my seminar coming up, my webinar, No Time to Waste. Well, we will be breaking down my new book. I should have had this already ready. I didn't know I was going to be talking about this. This just came to my head to talk about, so I don't have this ready. Let me see. Here we go. Let me see here. Let me see. In the meantime, I said, go ahead me see. Here we go. There we go. All right. I'm trying to find, because some of this shit is just too, I'm not trying to go too deep. I'm just trying to go very general with this, not too deep, because I'm not a fucking doctor. Here we go. When we are dealing with our brain, whenever you're caught in fight or flight, not thinking, that's down here in the cerebellum, in the lower part. They call that the limbic brain. They call that the survival brain. When you're always caught in fear, when fear is always getting pushed to you and fear is making your decision, you're down here in your reptilian brain, the first part of the brain to develop. When you're in that reptilian part of the brain, oh, here it is. I found a better image right here. This image is better. This image is better. When you're down there in the reptilian brain, you can't think straight. You're in fight or flight. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I run? Do I stay? Do I pause? You literally can't think straight. Like, you ever hear yourself say, I can't think straight? Well, it's literally impossible for your mind to think, for your brain to think straight if you're down here in these lower areas of the brain, in the reptilian brain. They call it the reptilian brain because that was the first part of the brain to develop. We share this part of the brain with crocodiles, birds, all the other lower species, quote unquote, that we call them. And when you're constantly watching people get murdered on film, the signals never get past your reptilian brain. They stay down here. When it comes to thinking, when it comes to acting, responding, and using wisdom, that's in your new brain. Specifically up here, the frontal cortex, front of your brain. That part of your brain doesn't really get all the way online until you're 23, 24 years old. Depending on the PTSD and trauma you dealt with as a child, that part of your brain may not get online until you get to 30, early 30s, depending on how much trauma you've dealt with growing up. But if you're in the reptilian brain, in that fight or flight mindset, you're never able to think of solutions. You're never able to think of ways to overcome. You're never able to strategize, because strategy is up here in your new brain. The signals don't go that far into your new brain when you're stuck down here in fight or flight. That's why these people who run the media always have these negative images of black people, because you identify with people you look like. You don't see these images of white people getting killed, getting lynched, getting murdered, getting played over and over and over and over again, because they understand that that stuff is damaging to the psyche of people. See, they can show images of our death all day because other people, other groups don't relate to us like that. They don't see our humanity anyway. They don't like us for our ability to bounce a basketball, rap a clean 16 bars, and get free labor. That's all like that. So they can put them images up of us all day, and those people watch them and not be stuck down here in their reptilian brain. But when we see it, it re-traumatizes us. It keeps us in this perpetual loop of fight or flight. That's why I say, don't send me those fucking images. Don't send me those videos. I ain't here to discuss nobody getting murdered on camera with me looking at it. I got to keep my mind in peace. I have to be able to constantly always be in a mindset of thinking, of strategizing, of coming up with solutions. My brain cannot get there if I'm stuck in trauma. You got to give your brain and your mind a clean environment to operate in. You got to clean your mind. People always talk about eating healthy. Well, you know what's more important than eating healthy? Image healthy. Image. What do you feed your mind? What music are you listening to? What do you allow to go past your eyes directly to your subconscious mind? That's why you have people who, like you see all the time, you got people who quote unquote eat healthy, still dying of cancer in their fucking 50s. A lot of these diseases have to have a direct correlation with what's going on in our minds. We have to protect what's going on inside of our heads. If you continue to ingest this bullshit, propaganda, the signals being sent to your brain never get out of this reptilian area. Never. That's why black folks are always so stressed. That's part of the reason why we're so emotional and we don't think. Our thoughts are stuck in our crisis brain. And if something does eke out of the crisis brain, it gets stuck in the limbic. That's the emotional brain. What's going on? Why is it happening? See, there's a reason why there's a difference in approach to this whole George Floyd thing between the people, those of us in the Black First community, those of us who've been committed to defeating the system of white supremacy and replacing it with a system of justice. There's a reason why we think on a broader level than people who are just stuck in the new crisis of the day. The trauma porn people. The trauma porn people, the furthest their thoughts go is into the limbic. Why? What do we do next? I don't understand. Why can't they just like us? They love our music, but they kill us. What's going on? If you keep looking at these fucking videos, that's where you're going to be. Your mind can't, the brain works how it works. When you constantly subject yourself to trauma porn, your brain is never going to work properly. You got to get out of the limbic. You got to get out of the reptilian and into the neocortex, into the frontal lobe. You get there by relaxing. You get there by staying centered, staying grounded, and not allowing yourself to ingest all that's going wrong. You have a choice over this. We all have a choice. We operate as a people on a low frequency because we're constantly fed these images of trauma. Do you ever notice this? Like anytime you watch anything like Ava DuVernay, no, she's supposedly, from her documentaries at the 13, supposedly she's on our side, giving us what supposedly we need, but every fucking documentary she have, it's gonna be it's gonna be images of us getting lynched, us getting murdered, shot by fire hoses, water hoses, bitten by dogs. Anytime the mainstream gives us any kind of a documentary that's gonna tell us anything about ourselves, they always throw in the bullshit. because it keeps you here. They know that. They know that's how your fucking brain works. They just know that you don't know how it works. See, that's why I'm here to bring up the attention to it, because once you have attention and you understand what it is, you can then do things to safeguard your mind from what they're throwing at you. But if it's not in your mind already, if you're not aware of what's going on, it's just going to do these things to you and you won't even know why. You're going to feel bad and not even know why. You're going to be hurt and not understand why. You're going to be confused and not understand why. Hell, even when you watch a documentary on jazz from the 1920s, like we talking about jazz music in the documentary, but they still showing images of black folks getting lynched. Like, where the fuck that come from? We talking about Louis Armstrong. Where the fuck is this picture? Why is this nigga getting lynched in this documentary about the trumpet? Message discipline. It keeps us in our space mentally. And mentally, for people who have a white supremacist mindset, it keeps them in the mental state of superiority. Are they superior? No. But do they feel that way? Yes. Why do they feel that way? Well, they get constant messages of them doing shit like that over us. Got to safeguard our mind and our emotions. We got to safeguard this stuff for ourselves. They got this new show out called Them. I'm not going to, it's Lena Waithe, so no, I'm not going to watch it. I'm watching. Lena Waithe is one confused weirdo. She's a confused weirdo. I don't watch none of her shit. I just heard about Them, and people been hitting me up, and I've been hearing about all the different negative images that are in there. I'm not gonna watch that. First of all, she straight up stole the whole Jordan Peele's Us thing and tried to remix it, and she's remixing it with a whole bunch of images of black people getting fucked up. No. I'll pass. I will pass. You can't think straight when you're constantly bombarded with that bullshit. You cannot think straight when you're constantly bombarded with bullshit. All these images of black folks winning out there, all the wins we had during Jim Crow, 1.0, 2.0, during slavery, you never see those images. They don't show you images of George Washington Carver inventing shit. They never show images of black folks picking off white people. Hell, if you got a video on Facebook of a black person just beating a white person's ass for calling them nigga, they gonna take it down, or Instagram is gonna put a violence disclaimer over it if they even allow it up. They know what this shit does to the mind. That's why white folks ain't included when it comes to trauma porn. They don't let white trauma porn stay online because they know what it'll do to their already fragile minds. But they keep black trauma porn right in our face every fucking time. Menticide. These people are at war with us. The European is always at war. Anytime he's not at physical war, it's because they're playing a mental war. It's easiest to control a population through the mind. Oh shit, thank you, Kevin, for the Cash App donation. Send your Cash Apps if you feel so inclined. thank you for the Cash App. The Cash App is below on the bottom right there. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Go to my link tree to see the world of DeJuan Brown, all the dope shit that I have going on. From live sample packs on the drums to my webinar coming up to all that good dope shit that I have coming out. These crackers ain't gonna do this for us, so we gotta do it for ourselves. They program our mind every minute of every day if we allow them to. That's why the point I made on my last broadcast. Name the last minute that white supremacy is taking a break on us. Can you name 1 minute of your life that they've told you the truth about who you are without any caveats? Can you name the time, date? If you've seen it, give me the date, time in the movie or the commercial that they've taken a break off our ass. They don't. They commit menticide on our children every day in school, through cartoons. They attack our babies. That's why they talking sex education to fucking 7-year-olds. They got Lil Nas X reading the goddamn 8-year-olds about coming out. Yes, look it up. You got Lil Nas X talking to fucking elementary school level kids about coming out. That's menticide. Should no 8-year-old be thinking about no goddamn sex? 8-year-olds need to be thinking about going to Chuck E. Cheese and getting a new fire truck for Christmas. Get the new Barbie doll. 8-year-olds, they teaching 8-year-olds sex education, but they're not teaching 8-year-olds about how to pay a bill. No matter what sex you are, you gonna owe somebody some motherfucking money. So why not teach them young? Menticide is why. Constant bombardment of negative imagery. Menticide. Fucking us up through the mind. So now that you understand a little bit about how the brain works, what are you going to do to protect yours? Zero Time asks, why so much hate? Yeah, ask them that question. You got to remember, man, black people, our story here in America, all the negative stuff, is actually their story. If you learn about Europe and how Europe treated its people, they brought Europe to America. This is how they treated Europeans back in Europe. Not so much this menticide part of it because they didn't have a film industry back then. That's something that they've adopted over the last 150 years, 120 years or so with the propaganda. But they've always done propaganda going back to ancient Rome. Negative propaganda of the serfs and the Slavs. They would do that through the plays. Europe as settled by the Anglo-Saxon, they have a very traumatic, wartime history. There are no periods in ancient Albion. Albion is what the Moors call them, Albionians, Albion. That's what they call Europe. There's no time in ancient Albion of peace. They fight, kill, murder, rape, and enslave one another. So when they came to the United States and started interacting with us, they just kept doing the same shit they was doing to each other back in Albion. So when you hear black people going around, Why do they do this to us? Please, please help us. Oh, you're so mean. The reason why the rest of the Albions ain't listening because they're like, shit, they the same way with us. That's why it's on us to fight back. Europeans are going Europe. They're going to do what they do. Caucasians are going Caucasoid. I'm saying that. The Caucasian is going to do what a Caucasian does. The Caucasoids are going to do what Caucasoids does. Every now and again, you'll get a non-violent one. You get, I'm not saying all Caucasoids are like this, but I'm speaking from the aspect of political positioning, them as a group. The most powerful Caucasoids are like this, and that's what matters. The Caucasoids who are not like this, these aren't the ones that are elected officials. The ones that are not like this, these aren't the ones controlling the television programming. The ones that are not like this, these aren't the ones that are putting the information in schools that your children are learning from. So we got to focus on those, the ones that are in power, the ones making these decisions. The ones making these decisions to constantly show us getting lynched, getting murdered, getting killed, they like this. And we have to understand that. You're right, Miss African Roots. We need to be race first. If you have anyone trying to bring sympathy to white folks, I ain't got time for that. Boot that motherfucker out of here. Dude said, sick. I ain't got time for trolls, for Albionian trolls. I don't have time for that. If you see any trolls from Albion in this motherfucker, just boot them. If you don't understand, ask your mama. Ask your daddy. Ask your auntie. There's somebody in your immediate family that's on that bullshit. Ask them. Black people black people, we should never feel that we have to answer their questions. White people are they understand race. They understand race better than we do. Okay? When they come around asking these questions, they're generally trolling. And if you do answer them and answer one of their questions, put it back on them. Tell them to ask these questions of their family, of their people. And if they're unwilling to do that, if they want to keep talking to you and not their people, there's your answer. They're not serious about it. That white friend, co-worker, former co-worker, person you used to be cool with back in 1992, now back in 2016, but y'all still Facebook friends and they want to always come around and patrol you and your reaction and how you talk about racism, that lets you know right there that they're on code with whiteness and they totally understand what's going on. Because they're talking to you and not their cousins, not their mothers, not their fathers, brothers, sisters, and children. Any white person serious about solving the problem of race, they're speaking to other white people about race, not us. Don't waste time with these trolls. Don't get emotionally invested with these trolls. Just tell them to talk to their mama and leave you the fuck alone. You ain't got time for that. The last people black folks need to be talking to about race is white people. They know what it is. See, white families, they talk about race in the home. Children understand the racial hierarchy by middle school. It's black folks, we the ones that don't talk about this shit with our kids. It's us that don't talk about this shit amongst each other. They know. You don't keep a code together this strong for 400 years if you don't know. If the overwhelming majority of a group is naive and don't understand, how is it that the system keeps perpetuating itself for hundreds of years? Both can't be true at the same time. Just use deductive reasoning. If a system has been around for a while, continues to be around, continues to be made excuses made for it, therefore, the people that benefit from that system must understand on some level how that system operates and how to keep the system going. Because there's no other way a system can be going this long without complicity on all levels. And black folks, for the most part, understand race too. Black people understand race. But like what Jason Black says, some people, black folks see racism and do something about it. Other black folks see racism and go back to picking the cotton. That's not mine. That's from Jason Black. It's a dope ass slogan he came up with right there. See, I don't need to steal people's slogans. I got enough dope ones of my own. I don't need to steal shit. I like giving credit where credit's due. That's a dope ass slogan right there. Black folks either see racism and do something about it, or we see racism and go back to picking the cotton. It's a very tacky relationship. Like Neely Fuller says, it's a very tacky relationship black folks have with white society. Very tacky. Tacky at best. It's tacky at best. Everybody knows what it is. We know what it is. You're right, Lorenzo. They'll mistreat a 2-year-old black child at daycare. They know what the fuck it is. They know what it is. They know what it is. And we do too. We just have to be smart about how we deal with it. And the way to being smart in how we deal with it starts with the imagery that we allow into our minds. If you continue to allow this negative imagery into your mind, you're going to have a very difficult time being smart about what's going on. It's going to be very difficult. You have to protect your mental well-being. Don't watch that stuff. And listen to some good music. Listen to some good music. That's what you do. That doesn't mean you're trying to have any escapism or get away. No. It doesn't mean that. It means you're protecting yourself mentally. That's what it means. And you got to protect yourself mentally, because if you don't protect yourself mentally, who will? Protecting your mind is your job. It's not the media's job. It's not your mama's job. It's not your cousin's job. It's your job. That's why I created my Incense and Ashtrays Funk Soul playlist. My Jazz Soul playlist is coming next. But for right now, I got my Funk Soul playlist on Spotify. Keep your music right and tight. And also my Incense and Ashtrays show where I'm interviewing and talking music and breaking down good music. You want to keep your vibrations high. And then when you're done, when you all get off your music high, get back to what's going on politically and approach it with a thinking mind, with a free mind. What did Funkadelic say? Free your mind and your ass to follow. They weren't bullshitting. Free your mind and your ass will follow. You keep your mind free by keeping it clear of that bullshit. You're right, Zero Tolerance. None of their acts are being labeled as terroristic. None of them. But we could do something about that if we continue to think and use our minds. Because one thing about black folks, when we use our minds, when we think, we win. When we fight, we win. Every single time. Every time. Remember, my webinar is coming up. No time to waste. My book, I've been revising it. I'm finally done. Like, okay, I'm editing it. Like, every time I go to think it's done, I add something new to it. Did my best to keep this under 25 pages. Because I don't want this to be long. This isn't a book that you read and sit down. This is a guidebook. Something that you read and you pick up and you keep picking it up to reference it until you get it all the way internalized. That's why it's so short. I want you to internalize what's in here. Step by steps on, first of all, how to find your passion. And then once you do find your passion, what are different things you can do to keep yourself motivated to flush it out. And I'm going to do a follow-up with this. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. I want y'all to, I think I'm going to put a poll up or email me at hotepish.com. Hotepish@gmail.com for you with your suggestion. I don't know if I'm going to do a Patreon or if I'm going to do another kind of membership, because I want to be able to speak to people directly and have a group to where those of us who are motivated and you now know it's time to get off your ass and do the things that you want and love to do inside of you. I want to be able to keep close contact with everyone and then have a group to where we can all synergize and come together and use one another as inspiration also to continue to push forward. I want the village. But y'all know, and plus, you know, with Breakthrough, I understand everybody cannot afford my Breakthrough prices. So I want to have something that's a lot cheaper, but we can still come together and come around one another as a community. And in that, in the group that I do, it's not going to just be this, it's going to be monthly type webinars and motivation stuff like this, and relationship talk and communication support, so we can help each other out. Because I don't believe in just saying what needs to be done. I believe in helping you along that path with what I've already done. This isn't conceptual. I've been doing this shit for a long fucking time. I just now finally put it into a book and a curriculum, because we need that. We need the village. You can email me hotepish.com, hotepish@gmail.com with your suggestion. And we're going to continue to do our YouTube regularly. This isn't something separate. This isn't an exchange that for YouTube. Now, YouTube, I'm still going to be bringing the information. But for those who want more in-depth community, we're going to create a community. I'm not sure if that's going to either be on Patreon or if I'm just going to do it from my website. But yeah, the community is coming for those who want to get off their ass and do the things they know and love to do. This community isn't entertainment. There's a lot of people out there that want to entertain you. And I like entertaining too. I'm a comedian. I'm a drummer. I'm a dope ass entertainer. But this particular No Time to Waste, this isn't entertainment. This is actual community. This is each one teach one. This is all of us helping one another out. This is us coming together and doing something positive for ourselves and for those around us and with us. That's what this is about. A true online community. You say use Telegram. What's Telegram? Star, inbox me what Telegram is. I haven't heard of Telegram. Inbox me or tell me where to go to look up Telegram. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to build this community. It might be on Meetup. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the best place to develop this community because I'm all about solutions, folks. For real, for real. For real, for real. And I've been giving these solutions out a lot on a local level, one by one, but now it's time to really push these on a larger level because at the end of the day, we gonna win. We've already won. Matter of fact, we've already won. We just gotta take the steps to go and grab our prize. We've won. Black people, we've already won. We just have to now take the steps to go get our reward. You dig? But I'm about to get up out of here. Thank y'all again for listening to Hotepish, intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Remember, protect your mind. Protect your mind. Protect your brain. Stay thinking. And the way to stay thinking is to eliminate the trauma that you ingest through your eyes. That's how you stay thinking. Don't run around quoting every bullshit affirmation that they put out. No more that I can't breathe nonsense. If you're living, if you're alive, guess what? You can breathe. You got people walking around here with CPOD wishing they can breathe straight. And here you go, ain't got no asthma, no CPOD, no bronchitis, talking about you can't breathe. What are you telling the universe when you've been blessed with good lungs, but you walking around with a t-shirt saying I can't breathe, and then getting emotional and angry and defending the statement? Defending the statement because some child's play cousin fucking looking redneck said something different. We got to be smarter than that, people. You can breathe and you can breathe well. Let them have their little bullshit slogan, because this war ain't gonna be won on no fucking slogan anyway. Sloganism ain't gonna win nothing. Slogans don't defeat white supremacy. Action does. But how can you properly act if you running around talking about you can't breathe? And my life matters. All black lives matter. Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit, man. You approach power with power. Ain't nobody in power hearing, oh, your life matters. Ooh. Let's paint a sidewalk in the rainbow colors. Ooh. Let's repaint the street. All black lives matter. Ooh. Get that sucker shit out of here, man. Fuck that. I can breathe and I breathe well. My life matters to me, and that's all that matters. How about that? Your life don't matter if you think how about this? Your life don't matter if you don't think mine matters. How about that? Fuck you too. That could be a slogan. Fuck you too. I can breathe and fuck you too. How about that? I breathe well and fuck you. How about that? Words have power. Like they say for people who still go to church, the Bible say life and death is in the power of the tongue. I said CPOD. Yeah, COPD. Thanks for that correction, Star. COPD. People got that shit wishing they can breathe clear. You running around with clear lungs talking about I can't breathe. Words matter. Words matter. Remember this. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up the game. Remember that. Words matter. Hell yeah, I eat well, and I'm going to continue to eat well. God damn it. I have no shame in eating well. Wayne Peacock, I have no shame in eating well. That's why your mama cash apps me every Thursday. She cash apps me $69.99 so I can eat well on Friday morning for breakfast. $69.69 is what she cash apps me every Thursday to make sure I continue to eat well for a day. That's what I do. Don't take life personal. Don't take what they say in the media personal. They gonna do what they do. It's your job to do what you do. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up the game. My name is Dwan B. I'm out.